there, guys. So in this one, I'm going to touch on the ones that have been named by the media today, as in who could be replacing Klopp. Now, obviously, there's loads of people. There's someone who I've mentioned on the streams yesterday, and I think I mentioned in my last video today, but there's no articles about him just of yet, and which is Hansi Flick. Now, I'm going to do this in order of ones that I don't think most likely, and I'm going to give you a bit of information on top of reading the articles about that. There's another article that's just broken out, actually. Another Xabi Alonso article. I'll add that towards the end. So, let's get going, guys. So, first off, there's an article that's come out yesterday from L'Equipe in France, and they're talking about Zinedine Zidane. Now, I don't think this one has any legs on it whatsoever, but we've got to talk about it. So, here we go. So, following the groundbreaking news that Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp would be leaving the Reds at the end of the season, everyone is trying to work out who could replace him. The first name many brought forward was Xabi Alonso, who has an agreement in his contract to leave Bayer Leverkusen for certain clubs, but there are others who might want the job. I can't pronounce this guy's name. A reporter from L'Equipe, who's currently in the Ivory Coast for the AFCON, even suggested that Zinedine Zidane could be tempted by the Liverpool job despite previous reports that he wasn't overly keen on a move to the Premier League. This comes after Algeria tried to entice the former Real Madrid manager to take over their national team and failed. The reporter recalled that Zidane's absolute priority is the French national team once Deschamps decides to leave. That being said, he could end up at another club before then, like Liverpool, who'll be one of the most prestigious jobs available in the summer once Klopp steps down. So there's some quotes here from the journalist. You have to look at the market in England. Liverpool, Manchester United, they can be challenges that could interest him, even if, until very recently, he declined the possibility of going to the Premier League. However, maybe he could be tempted by the best league in the world. He's won with Real Madrid, the best club in the world, 3 Champions League, and no one had done it before. He could also, if the French national job becomes available, try out the Premier League, because that could take a while to happen. I wouldn't be surprised. So obviously that's just somebody's opinion a bit on all this. Not an actual fact or anything like that. It's just someone talking about it. I don't think Zidane's on there, guys. I just don't think it's going to happen. If he was to come in, it would obviously be short term as well, just because, he wants the French national job. And when that comes available, he's going to jump at the chance and do that. So, nah, Zidane's not for me, guys. Next one, Julian Nagelsmann. Now, I did do a video on Nagelsmann within the first year of me doing this channel as someone who could be a successor to Klopp. And I do think the whole Bayern Munich thing has knocked me back a little bit on him. But I was sat there again on the streams yesterday thinking about it, and I was thinking there's that Red Bull connection there with Nagelsmann that Liverpool have had. We've signed players from Red Bull clubs. Minamino, Mane played for a Red Bull club. Keita, obviously. We were interested in Timo Werner. Szoboszlai from Leipzig. And I know that, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. However, we do look at these type of similarities when we're looking at players that we're signing. Have they got the same agent? Nagelsmann was represented by Jurgen Klopp's agent at one point. I think he only just recently left him in August when he took on the German international job. So yeah, there's that there as well, where he has that familiarity with Jurgen's agent. So this report is coming from Sky Germany, and they're saying that Julian Nagelsmann will be free to join Liverpool in the summer should they target him as Jurgen Klopp's successor. But whether he suits Liverpool is another matter. That's according to Sky Sports Germany, who covered the manager today after Jurgen Klopp's surprise announcement. The German coach is set to depart Liverpool at the end of the season. We know this already. Immediate speculation was Xabi Alonso. Nagelsmann is one of the people who else could be in line for the job. Sky report that he will be free from the summer. They explain that his contract with Germany only runs until after Euro 2024. meaning it will expire at whatever point the Germans exit the tournament. I'm sure I mentioned this a while ago about this. With Klopp taking over the Germans, Nagelsmann's contract only going up to a certain point, and was that the switch, the flip, the flop? Do you know what I mean? The flip flop. They're going to swap places. I know Klopp's just come out and said that he wants a year off. But if Germany come knocking at his door in the summer, if Nagelsmann doesn't keep his job, if they get knocked out in the group stage or the first knockout rounds, they're going to be looking for another manager again. Would he turn down his country? I don't know. But anyway. Thus, unlike Alonso and De Zerbi, who are the two examples used, he would definitely not cost a transfer fee should Liverpool look to hire him. FSG are always looking to save a bit of money, guys. A move to Anfield would be the first step abroad for Nagelsmann after his time in club football in Germany, which was arguably a mixed bag. They say hiring him could come with a certain risk because of his often courageous formation in which centre-backs playing through the middle is key. He would be a distinct change to what Liverpool have become accustomed to. Nagelsmann doesn't play against the ball as intensively as Klopp, so it'd be a major change, but he has often made courageous decisions in his career, and accepting an offer to move to Anfield could be one of them. Now, as I've just said before I started talking about this article, Nagelsmann was one of the managers that was on my list to replace Klopp when the time came. It's one to watch for me. That whole transfer fee and everything, it being a 3, he's young. The Red Bull situation, the Klopp agent thing. I don't know, guys. Maybe one to watch. Again, I would keep my eye on Nagelsmann, I really would. Next up, guys, this guy has become a bit of a one I'm watching, Again, there's links there again. Talking about Ruben Amorim, the Sporting Lisbon manager. Saying here is part of the shortlist as Liverpool look to plan for life after Jurgen Klopp. This is according to a newspaper in Portugal. Now, just to give some background on this, guys, the papers in Portugal have been the first to break a lot of news lately of Liverpool buying players from over there. Nunes, Diaz, just to name them, yeah, so far. Players that we've been linked with in the past: Ugarte, Mateus Nunes, Inacio, Diao Mende. He has had his finger in all these players as this manager, guys. So, according to this report, it says that he has a €20 million release clause, and that would not be a problem for Liverpool. According to the report, the work carried out by Amorim at Sporting has not gone unnoticed in recent years, with his ability to promote young talents and get them playing attractive football highlighted internationally. Despite being only 38 years of age, Amorim has shown he is ready for higher goals, and he has a passion for English football too, meaning a move to the Premier League is his dreams. There is also a feeling that his cycle at Sporting is coming to an end, and that could lead the Portuguese boss to Liverpool as they plan for life after Jurgen has gone. The Reds are regular attendees at Sporting to watch players such as Porte and Inacio, but it's not just the players they've been watching. That's true, guys. We have had scouts at Sporting most of the season. Amorim is also of interest to them, and the €20 million clause in his contract, which is specifically for foreign clubs, will not be a problem. Liverpool are apparently one of them, and Amorim on their list alongside Xabi Alonso, Steven Gerrard, no, Nagelsmann, maybe, and Thomas Frank, according to the newspaper. Amorim has developed multiple players at Sporting which have gone on to be worth big fees. That'll be money to FSG's ears. These include Pedro Porro at Spurs, Manuel Ugarte was heavily linked to Liverpool, Mateus Nunes, heavily linked to Liverpool, Nuno Mendes, and João Paulinho, heavily linked with Liverpool. There are also multiple players in the squad who are expected to leave for big fees. Marcus Edwards, Ganazo Inacio, Pedro Gonçalves, another player Liverpool have been linked with in the past, and Ousmane Diomande. Sporting are currently top of the Portuguese league in a battle with Benfica and Porto. So, guys, again, this is a manager. I keep saying player. I'm so used to talking about players. Didn't think this was going to come. This is a manager to watch, guys. Ruben Amorim. The fact that we've been signing players from Portugal, the fact that a lot of the players we've been watching recently are from his team. And another little snippet you may want to know as well, he has the same agent as Luis Diaz. So we do have some sort of connection there with him. Well, with the agent anyway. So I'm keeping my eyes open so far, guys, for Nagelsmann and Amorim. So far, guys. Now, this is going to be the big one. The one that's most obvious, which is obviously Xabi Alonso. Now, I've got a few things here I wanted to touch on. Now, this is 8 hours ago. Florian Plettenberg, he put a tweet out saying that Bayer Leverkusen is aware that Xabi Alonso is on Liverpool's list. However, at this stage, they remain optimistic and assume Alonso won't leave the club in the summer. One reason is Alonso is already fully integrated into the squad, planning and is building the squad for next year. His contract is valid until 2026. So that's that one. And then we had Fabrizio Romano saying there is a gentleman's agreement with Bayer Leverkusen for Xabi Alonso to leave this summer if he believes a top club will approach him with an important proposal. That's Fabrizio Romano. Gentleman's agreement is nothing set in stone, guys. It is not contractual, so they could always just change their mind on that. And then I think, where's this? Oh, Melissa Reddy as well. She's also said that Xabi Alonso is the outstanding candidate to replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. I'd be staggered if it wasn't him. Now, I've also seen that Jamie Carragher has put him at the top of his list as well. And then just as I was getting ready to go live with this, there has been an article that has broke. I'm not what this. Oh, that's a mess on there. I'm going to look at it through here, guys, on my phone. Just bear with me a moment. Where's it gone now? There we go. So this is the Mail. And it's by Lewis Steele, who's a Merseyside reporter. It's broke literally 36 minutes ago. Xabi Alonso is the frontrunner to succeed Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool as Anfield Chiefs step up their search for a new manager, with Roberto De Zerbi also the top of their shortlist. Dominic King says people will say you are a soppy scouser going over the top, but whatever. That's something else. I don't know why I read that then. So, this article, Xabi Alonso is the frontrunner to take over from the departing Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool this summer, with the search for a successor underway, though the Reds are not rushing to make a decision and will assess many options with a thorough recruitment process. They said as much yesterday. Klopp dropped the bombshell news on Friday morning that he is planning to leave Anfield after 8.5 years at the helm, insisting, "We are no young rabbits anymore and don't jump as high as we did." The German informed Mike Gordon over the phone in November and insisted there was nothing that they could do to change his mind. Gordon and the others in the tight-knit group of those keeping football's best-kept secret then plotted the next steps. Liverpool have a short list of targets, but it is understood they did not want to directly approach targets or their entourages until news of Klopp's departure was made public, as that could be seen as going behind the current manager's back. Yeah, I get that as a public-facing thing, but he handed his notice in basically, so you're not going behind his back because he told you. But the Reds will now step up that search, with Bayer Leverkusen's Alonso certainly near the top of their list. along with De Zerbi. Other names mentioned will be Postecoglou of Tottenham, Julian Nagelsmann, and Thomas Frank at Brentford. Klopp's right-hand man Pep Lijnders has long been touted as the potential successor, but he is also leaving the club. Fitness guru Andreas Kornmeier and goalkeeping coach John Achterberg have not left but face an uncertain future. Sources in Germany suggest Alonso has an unwritten deal with Leverkusen Chiefs that they would not stand in his way if one of Europe's elite clubs approached him this summer. The former Liverpool midfielder has Leverkusen top of the Bundesliga ahead of Bayern Munich. Real Madrid are also long-term admirers of Alonso, but Carlo Ancelotti had just signed a new deal last month, which could give Liverpool a clear path to the Leverkusen coach. The last non-Bayern manager to win the Bundesliga was Jurgen Klopp. That's very interesting. I didn't even know that. And then, yeah, also, guys, I just thought I'd touch these as well, because I was actually going to do this in a separate video, but I'll do it now. Van Dijk's done an interview today, and he became the first Reds player to break his silence on the shock of Klopp's news. And there's some quotes here that says it was a hard one to take because the manager means so much for us, to me, to the club, and to the whole Premier League. But he made the decision for him and his family. It was always going to be a tough one, and it was definitely the case. We all want to achieve so much, and that mindset was already there since pre-season, and that doesn't change. It maybe give us an extra boost to do that, I hope so. And that makes the last bit of the manager's time at the club the best time he's ever had. Let's make the rest of the season a special one so he can have the farewell that he definitely deserves. 100% Virgil. I am behind that 100%. I couldn't have said that better my fucking self. We need to go out there and win everything now, guys. We really do. But yeah, on the Xabi Alonso stuff, he ain't my first choice. I said at the beginning, my first choice is Hansi Flick, but I'm not going to be bothered if we get Alonso. He's proving it. He seems to have his head on his shoulders. I did look at how his formations normally line up, and I didn't really see how Liverpool's players could fit in that mould, but you adapt, players adapt. I think Trent would be used perfectly well in that. He'd still be doing that inverted role that he's doing now, because he's got Frimpong that does it for him at the moment. So yeah, Xabi Alonso after Hansi Flick is my next one, 100%. He's the one to keep an eye on, guys. He probably is the one that it's most likely going to be him. If I had to give him my top three right now based on everything that I've seen going around, I probably would say Alonso, the Sporting Lisbon manager would be number 2, and then Nagelsmann would be number 3. Hansi Flick obviously is not being mentioned anywhere, so I don't think we've got to worry about him right now. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you all have a great weekend. I will no doubt probably end up being back again tomorrow because there'll be some more news that breaks in the Sunday papers, but let's see what happens. But yeah, guys, let me know your comments below on all these managers. Who would you have? Is anyone else that I've not mentioned that you would have? And I'll catch you in the next one.